Welcome to Hexagon Geospatial e-training. Our topic, project data at your fingertips, using a shoebox. In this module, we'll see how to use the retriever pane in the Imagine eWorkspace to create a shoebox. We'll understand why a shoebox is beneficial, see how to create and save a shoebox, and finally, see how to use the tool to collect generated output files and quickly load them into a viewer. A shoebox is a lightweight, simple way to access project-specific files. It allows you to arrange your data in a way that makes sense for the project or task at hand without physically moving it. Once created, data can be loaded from the shoebox to the viewer with a simple drag and drop. This saves the time and hassle of finding specific files stored in large data directories. The retriever pane is found on the lower left side of the Imagine eWorkspace and is used to create the shoebox. When created, the shoebox stores data names and data paths written in XML format that allow for easy sharing. You can save the shoebox to use later or to share with others working with the same data set. The shoebox can also be used to collect output files as they're generated, putting new outputs at your fingertips, ready to drag and drop to the viewer when you're ready to use them. Let's open Erdas Imagine and see how to create a shoebox in the retriever pane. This is the Erdas Imagine eWorkspace. Currently, there is one viewer open with imagery displayed. The larger image is a multispectral Landsat image displayed with a near-infrared band combination. The other is a panchromatic image showing part of Seattle. To create a shoebox, I begin by right-clicking in the retriever pane and selecting Add New Shoebox. This adds a generic shoebox to the retriever. To rename the shoebox, I can do a slow double-click to activate the text box or right-click and select Rename. With the text box active, I can type my project name. This project is the Winoochee Salmon Risk Assessment. And then I press Enter. Now we can prepare to add files to the shoebox. In the retriever pane, I'll first create a group to hold the images that I want to add. I can right-click on the topmost group and select Add Group. A small plus sign is added to the left of my main group. I can click to open it and right-click on New File Group to rename it. I'll call the first group Seattle. I can repeat these steps and create a second group and name it Landsat TM. I'll show several ways to add data to the shoebox, but first I'll add an image directly from the viewer. I can drag the top layer from the view into the shoebox. Make sure the indicator line is above the group you want to add it to, and release. This has added Seattle_sub.img to the Seattle folder. You can also add data directly from the contents pane. In this case, I'll select tm_00.img and drag it to the Landsat TM group. We often need to add multiple files to the shoebox at once. I'll show this next. First, I'll need some more groups to hold the data. I'll add two new groups, terrain and soil. Now we can add multiple files by right-clicking on the Winoochee Salmon Risk Assessment group and select Add File. If needed, I can browse to my data directory and locate my data. Once I locate my data, I can use the Control key with my mouse button to select the files I need. When I've selected all the files I want to load, I can click OK. All the files have been added to the top-level group in the shoebox. I can drag the files into the appropriate directories until I'm happy with the data arrangement. Other types of data, including vector data, can also be stored in the Shoebox. I'll add one more group, hydrology, to my Shoebox. I'll use the Add File option next to add the files to the hydrology group. I can change the file of type to shapefile, and if needed, browse to the data. Here I'll select hydro_00.shp and Winoochi drainage.shp. The vector data has been added to the hydrology group. The data in the Shoebox puts the project data at my fingertips. I can use the Shoebox to load the data into a viewer. I'll now add a second viewer and use the Shoebox to add data. From the terrain group, I can drag DEM_99 into the second viewer. Last, I'll create a new outputs category in the Shoebox to collect any output files I generate during my Imagine session. I can right-click on the top level group and select Add New Outputs. This new category, added at the bottom of the Shoebox, will now collect files as I generate them. This provides easy access to my outputs and lets me decide when to load them into the viewer. Before closing Imagine, I can save the Shoebox by right-clicking on the top-level group and selecting Save Shoebox As. I can browse to where I want to save the data and name the Shoebox. And click OK. Now I'll remove the Shoebox. I can right-click and select Remove Shoebox. The next time I work with this project, I can open the Saved Shoebox by right-clicking and selecting Add Saved Shoebox. This loads the saved Shoebox and provides my data again at my fingertips. Thank you for watching this module from Hexagon Geospatial eLearning. We'll be adding new content often, so please check back frequently at our website, geospatial.intergraph.com.